Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. We had a lot more fun before the show, so we have to quiet it down a little bit. And we're done reading the papers. Speaking of what? Quiet?
Well, no, we got a lot to get to today.
Yes, we do.
We really do. The board's full.
We're going to procrastinate, though.
So we're going to start with the pretty girls.
Oh, us? Because I have to thank Allan Palanker for loaning me his shirt and tie since I was at his...
Nice tie.
I know. You said, finally, I got a decent tie.
You know,
on the other hand,
who wears ties from the 70s?
Who wears a blue tie with a dark green and blue flannel shirt? You know, people don't wear...
Michael, you got to get hip to the fashions. Come on.
Thank you.
Come on. And speaking of hip to the fashions...
Paul Bunyan.
Miss Teen USA is hip to the fashion, as is Miss New Mexico.
There she is. And her name, that's Jacqueline Kai, C-A-I-E.
Miss New Mexico.
She's moving around. I don't know where we went, but there she is.
She's from Las Cruces. Miss New Mexico and Miss Teen New Mexico are both
from Las Cruces. 17.
No.
She is. She's 17.
Well, that's a 17-year-old.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see the other one. There she goes. That's Miss New Mexico.
Yeah.
She's from Las Cruces,
well,
too.
How do you do? Is she from New Mexico? Is she from
that's Miss New Mexico.
90210 or something?
It's the first time they've both been from Las Cruces.
Well, and one is from...
they're both from Las Cruces.
I think
she's a student at the university, and the other one...
Doso or something? So that's pretty good. We can vote on our own people and see if they win. You know, it means big stuff if they win.
Does it?
Yeah, they get scholarships.
Yeah, they get trips to Bahamas.
They get to represent us, although they are the teen representatives, so...
One's a teen and one's Miss New Mexico.
One's a regular, yes, so that's a big thing.
That's right. Right, well, congratulations to those young ladies.
That's right, and just in time for Thanksgiving, they'll probably be celebrating at their houses.
Now, you know, the latest rage going on has to do with the taxpayer-funded textbooks for religious schools.
I wouldn't say it's a rage. I would say it was on the top of the newspaper on Friday.
Well, one person's raging about it anyway.
Paul Weinbaum?
He's raging about it.
He rages a lot, and, you know, I think I've mentioned this before. I like Paul. He's good. I mean, he might be ardent about stuff, but he brings things up that everybody else just is taking for granted. In this instance, it is the fact that New Mexico State spends money to supply books to schools that are affiliated with any sort of religion.
Religious schools. They get their free textbooks just like public schools do.
That's right, and it's actually a state rule. But it crosses the line of church and state.
Most states don't have this rule, do they?
No, most don't. Let's see, how many states we got? About 50 or 60?
50 last count, I think.
So most of them don't have it. We have the rule that I think they want something to be standardized, that religious schools should have the books that the rest of the state has.
Right.
If that's their reasoning,
and
I think they're spending $1.8 million on these books.
Per year.
Which is quite an expense.
Well, you know, textbooks always were expensive. I remember from college, you know, those textbooks were outrageously priced.
Which is why you never bought them in the first place, and you just
try to get used books, or
tried to get used books, or try to look over somebody's shoulder. You used to do that.
Well,
I'd
always buy the books of my major, and then the books that weren't in my major, I'd try to get used, or I'd borrow them, or something like that.
You had a major?
Sure.
What was your major?
What was my major?
You say theater?
No.
What's your major?
I was a journalism major.
They have books? They're not books, they have journalism. They have journalism. They have newspapers. You know, all you gotta do is buy a newspaper and see how you do it. You say, oh, this guy writes this, I'll just write this. How hard is journalism?
You'd be surprised.
Not watching this show, I wouldn't.
No.
This is video journalism. We tell you everything that's going on.
I read your last article.
I read your last article. I told you not to print it.
Oh, they didn't listen to you.
Oh, yeah. The good old, thank you, Las Cruces Bulletin, from both of us.
So anyway, he thinks...
we're back to Paul Weinbaum.
He thinks that the taxpayer should not be funding textbooks for religious schools. Don't you think we should pay for schools for Muslim parochial schools? Or Catholic,
do I think we should pay for books for other parochial schools?
Or Jewish parochial schools?
All the many that are in Las Cruces?
Or the state?
There's no, well, in the state. Do I think we should be paying for books? Well, they are private schools, right? Are they private schools?
They're private schools.
Therefore,
of a religious nature.
What responsibility does the state have to supply them with supplies? They are
well, that's
privately funded.
That's right.
It depends what the state intent was whether they want to have a consistent curriculum for every student in New Mexico, or if it's just helping schools out financially, which isn't necessarily in their purview.
What was it that he said? He said no court in the country would authorize such a thing except a crooked court.
Well, that's apt, because that
We're
not necessarily crooked, but we are more particularly religious. I think we're not as religious as states like Indiana, which is highly
or Oklahoma.
Yes, all those Midwest states.
Bible Belt.
You know why? They got nothing but religion. That's it.
That's all they got. That's it. They don't have jobs. They don't have
Hollywood.
Or the arts or anything.
The arts, yes. Some of them do. Good thing nobody from Oklahoma and Indiana are watching this show. But yes, I think they should question why New Mexico courts voted to have books given. If they feel justified, then it's okay.
Well, I don't know.
That's
an ongoing controversy
So,
that we may check back in with later.
Paul hasn't had a good track record in his legal suits, but who knows?
Speaking of schools,
are we?
We've got a new high school. It's still under construction. $100 million have been spent already.
Yes.
It won't be ready until next August of 2012.
Which is our centennial. The centennial of the state.
And the school is called Centennial High.
And what's wrong with that? Is there anything wrong?
There's nothing wrong with that at all. The only controversy happens to be the way that they are gerrymandering the
school districts.
The school, the
districts of people who
go
to that
school. How they choose who gets to go to that school, and who gets to go to the other high schools around town. There's 3 other high schools.
News to me.
I'm not really crazy about how they've chosen to do it, but apparently now, under the pressure they've received,
yes,
you can now pick and choose whether you want to go to that high school or the high school you've been going to.
Well, you can see a number of problems. First of all, Mayfield was upset because everybody from Elks Drive area was going to be sent there, which is kind of far away.
Centennial.
It's kind of far away. But the big problem was Elks Club had lots of good sports athletes.
And they didn't Mayfield,
yeah,
sure.
Mayfield. But in that area. The same thing about your old neighborhood that you used to live when you were a wee boy.
I could walk to high school.
And
nobody can walk to Centennial High.
You're right near Conley Elementary. That's
right near Conley Elementary.
And that's right near the school you're in. People who are from that area will now have to be bused all the way over to Centennial.
Everybody will have to be bused to that high school, except maybe 10 people that live that close.
The only neighborhood that's near there is the one named after golf players.
But see, the thing is, there's no streets. It's all desert to get there.
Well, and the street that they have is illegal.
And
they have a right-of-way passage thing.
Now, in the future, there will be houses built near it.
So, maybe, and I guess they're counting on that. So apparently, we don't need it as a school. Perhaps, considering the population that's moving into the city, perhaps we could use it as a nursing home.
Really?
Until we have enough.
A $100 million nursing home?
I'm sure they pay that much for stuff like that. What do you want to do? You know what we could do? Move the Space Center down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, don't you think that would be good? Doesn't matter, they're going into space anyway.
It's on wheels anyway, right?
Yeah. They could just land here. There's probably enough land there. There must be something good we can do with Centennial High. Do you remember when Oñate was built? That's a wonderful school. Walking in there felt like you're walking into this age of the New World shopping mall. It felt like a shopping mall. It looks like a shopping mall, doesn't it? And from inside, it looks like a shopping mall too. You just wonder what store I'm going to take. If they could market school as they market products, they could have little mannequins in each classroom and say, "We're teaching this. We're teaching well." In case of the season we're in now, we're teaching Thanksgiving and Pilgrims in history, and you have a picture of a turkey and a pilgrim.
Some of the teachers in my school were mannequins, I think. I'm pretty sure. You know what they say?
They didn't move?
People who can't teach, and people who couldn't teach taught at my school. It's pretty much the way it went.
I thought you meant become mannequins.
Well, same thing,
That's what they're good for, mannequins?
But anyway, I think we've covered that topic pretty well.
Never. We could talk forever. But we do have a huge schedule here. And we have to get through this, otherwise they don't pay us at the end of the day.
Yeah, so look, Sunday of this week is the final day for the free dog and cat vaccinations.
Rabies vaccinations
free
for free.
Vaccinations.
Right.
Yeah, right. You can also get them dewormed.
Dewormed, $10.
And that's
Other things you can do
It's
for
all taking place Sunday at Horse and Hound.
Horse and Hound
Yeah,
on
from 11 until they run
Amador,
out.
right?
On Amador, right by the railroad tracks.
You can never run out of deworming stuff, can you?
Yeah, well, you hope not.
I never have.
And
so far.
so no,
Knock
that's a
on
good
wood.
thing. Also, the dog of the week is named Christmas. He's Cocker Spaniel.
Dog of the week.
Dog of the
We
week.
don't have a picture of that?
No, we don't.
He's
Oh, there he is.
no, there is it.
That's
That's Christmas? He's
Christmas
going to
the
have
dog.
like lights on him with a tree, like a little hat.
It's not Christmas yet.
That's Christmas.
Wait,
Why
wait.
doesn't he call him Thanksgiving?
Well,
You can't
you know,
tell.
how many? Yeah,
Look at those sunglasses. They're not real sunglasses. They're just like with horizontal lines across
yeah,
them.
they're like blinders.
The blinders for him, and he'll attack you and end
Anyway,
up biting the wrong
that's
thing.
Christmas. He's dog of the week. And it's also, there are pet adoptions going on this week at the downtown mall. Today.
Bring your own sunglasses,
Today
right?
until noon on the downtown mall, as always. You can adopt
Gee.
a gorgeous little puppy like
Gosh.
that. Also, it's going on at Pet Barn until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Pet's Barn on Valley Drive there in front of Walmart. You can adopt a dog or a cat.
If those two last dogs were there, I'd adopt them.
Wouldn't you?
Yes, if
How
they
would you
promise
not?
not to grow. Can you give them anti-growth hormone? Can
Yeah.
you shoot an anti-growth hormone?
It's a shame
at
that
them?
puppies
They're
have to
so
grow up.
cute. They're little. Yes.
Yes, but you know, they also go on the rug. So
Oh,
you want them to outgrow that.
I guess so.
So now also,
Diapers.
you know, it is Thanksgiving
Yes.
next
Coming
week.
up.
Coming up next week.
Pretty close.
And you know, the food co-op, Oregon Mountain, or rather the Oregon,
What do we used
Mountain
to call?
View
What do we
Market.
used to call that?
the food co-op. Now
We
it's
used to call it the Oregon Mountain Co-op.
now it's a Mountain View Market. They have a Thanksgiving program
It's the same place it used to be.
where they give out healthy food to 5
That
families.
is a good turkey.
They're
I
giving
love
out
that
a
turkey.
great feast to 5 families.
I gotta go. That's like
And
I'm
it's-
starving.
You know, Mountain View Market's all about healthy food, organic
They have
food.
organic food.
Yes, they do.
Oh
And,
man, great turkey pictures.
So five people are going to luck out with a Thanksgiving
But
dinner.
those 5 people have to have food restrictions such as gluten-free or
gluten intolerance or vegetarian.
some people can't are lactose intolerant.
Right.
Most people are actually. They say once you're older than 7 years old, you shouldn't be drinking milk.
Well, you really shouldn't.
No,
It
because
doesn't
you're
make
a
any
baby.
sense to drink
You should drink.
cow milk.
I just got some coconut milk.
That's good.
It isn't bad. Tastes
And,
like my own
Anyway,
spice.
they are accepting donations to help feed the families. That's at the Mountain View Market there on Idaho Crossing.
Yes,
Idaho and El
the
Paso.
new home of Planet Fitness, which is
true.
just opened.
No, it's not open.
Yes, yes, it's
Really?
okay. Well, Friday was the last day you could sign up for $1.
Really?
Yes, today.
Oh, I was going to do that.
Well, you have about no time
No, I
left to ever. But,
Oh, well.
But you can still sign up, but not for $1.
Okay. Speaking of turkeys, Casa de Peregrinos needs donations of turkeys. If you've
I
got
believe,
a turkey,
I believe I know some people who gave some money anonymously. You want to hear their names?
no, we don't. They're anonymous. Now, well, you know, you can get, like Albertsons was giving away free turkey if you spend over $100.
That's true.
So you could take your turkey and donate it to Casa de Peregrinos.
And take a tax write-off for $14.
That's right.
That's
you can
pretty
do that.
good. Meanwhile, while they're giving out healthy, free turkeys, Arby's was downgraded. You wanted to mention that for some reason.
Well, Arby's roast beef was downgraded by the New Mexico Environmental Department.
Arby's roast beef or
also,
Arby's
also known as the
restaurant?
Health Department. Arby's roast beef restaurant was downgraded.
But you know what happens. Not to give any negative thing about Arby's, after you get downgraded by the health department, they come in 3 days later and it's all fixed up. So I'm sure this
but the fact
week
that
they'll be
management
back.
allowed that slackness.
There, you don't know
They were
exactly
guilty
the
on-
specific
they were
things.
guilty, yes,
Your
it was in the
refrigerator, yes, but did it say what? The
They were guilty
refrigerator
on
is at
several
33.
counts.
That's always several counts, and then
They-
they fix them up.
Unhealthy storing practices, unhealthy
Hey, if-
sanitary conditions among the employees.
All I can say is, if anybody from Arby's is watching this, you better watch out because they're going to spit in your food.
I don't eat at
when
Arby's.
they see you.
You know I wouldn't eat at Arby's.
Just because it's named after roast beef.
No, I don't like spam,
Arby's.
basically. It's
It's not
spam.
spam. It's roast beef.
It's particle meat pressed together that they slice.
You could get a turkey thing.
It's particle meats pressed
get
together.
turkey.
Anyway, we're going to take a break
Keep
right
getting
now.
splinters. We're going to go eat.
I'm going to feed him a can of spam. And we'll be back right after these words.
Aloha.
And we're back. Right.
We're here at Occupy the TV station.
Occupy Channel 98.
Yes.
And we've pitched our tents, and we have our cause.
What's our cause? Oh,
Just
to
because.
keep being on the show. That's how.
Yeah, but Occupy Las Cruces is going on. It's not going to go away, apparently. It's a trend nationwide.
It's something to do. You know, kids don't have anything to do. They spend all their time on Facebook. And
They do. I was down there just today
What's
talking
he
to
got
the
there?
occupiers.
Is that them?
Well,
It looks like it's a
let's pretend
hot
it's them.
weather picture. Stand up for cowgirls, I think it
And,
says. I can't read that.
And anyway, they're down there. There's about half a dozen tents set up. People are living there overnight. They cook there, they eat there, they party there. And next week we're going to have one of the people on the show
They're going to vote on
from
who it's going
Occupy
to
Las
be.
Cruces. And yeah, they're going to select who they want to have on our show next week.
Unfortunately, we're only going to have, he's going to have 1% of him missing because he's 99%.
99%. Well,
So, you know, the big thing about the Occupy whatever America thing is what they are actually there for. Basically, they are the people, they are the 99% of America that is...
suffering due to the economic climate.
Yes.
Climate.
Meanwhile, what they said about the 1%? The 1% are the... And those of you who are part of this 1%, you can stop watching the show right now, or you could do it anytime. The 1%, they make about, I think the average is $340 million a year. They make that. And that's all in dividends. And they said that if they are taxed more, they will lose approximately $10,000 a day. Is it a day or an hour? I don't know.
They want to tax them like 5%.
It doesn't really
3%.
matter. If you can afford to lose, I mean, 10,000, you're making $1 million a day.
Yeah, well, you know, the top...
You can live on that. You're not going to be hurting.
Well, the thing that the occupiers, I think, are up in arms about, the top 4% of income in this country is more than the bottom 150 million people.
Than everybody else.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And that's clearly, you know, people say, well, they work for their money.
Really?
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
hiring
Everybody
people
else is
overseas.
working for their money. We're working here now. We don't even get paid $1 million. Really. You probably don't know that, but we don't.
Well, no, and the big corporations, they hire people overseas, so Americans don't get those jobs.
And it's people who are getting money that comes from stocks from years and years of their family accumulating it. Really, it's overweighted. You know, think about it. Those of you who play the lottery every week, you're trying to win maybe $30, $40 million. These guys make it in a week or two, a month. No, a week.
Could be.
Yeah, it doesn't take long for them to make $1 million.
Not to mention the bankers and Wall Street people that caused the financial crisis, they're still raking it in. They're still getting $1 million bonuses.
That's true. They are getting $1 million bonuses.
are.
Even the guys from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and all those people.
Right, the people who hired Newt Gingrich to be their
As well
consultant.
as people who caused the financial crisis. They say, even though we're losing money, at least these people know how to do it.
Right. Well, speaking of the 99% who
Yes.
are being, royally screwed, those people are the ones who are giving back. And I'm talking about here the toy run, the motorcycle biker toy run this weekend, going on today.
Right now.
We're going on right now as we speak. These people are donating a toy. They're cruising from the down from the Mesilla Valley Mall all the way over to Dickerson's
comes
barn.
a flying attack the motorcyclist.
Yeah, and each one, they not only pay $10 to register, they have to provide a toy that's worth at least $7, an unwrapped toy that is donated to needy children.
So these guys are giving $17 just to be in this thing.
They're doing more
and the
than,
rich of America
yeah.
can't even give $10,000 a day. It's unweighted.
Can you believe it?
It's ridiculous.
So anyway, if you see a biker with a toy on his handlebars today, give him a thumbs up.
At least. And
Also,
after the motorcycles, there's a car show.
There's a car show
now.
going on until 2 o'clock over
God,
there.
I think we just showed all of them at once.
Oh, over there on Westgate Boulevard, it's right off of Amador. You know where the FedEx office is? The FedEx?
You mean Arrow's Video?
Yeah, right
Is that
near
what
there.
you're saying?
Same
Oh,
neighborhood.
yeah, that'd be a good place for.
At the Body Works, which is an auto body shop there.
Oh,
they're
that Body
having,
Works.
They're having the
Not-
big car show there. It's the Just Because car show from 10 o'clock until 2 this afternoon. If you want to see a lot of really cool classic cars.
It's not going to look like that because that's not the area.
I don't
so
think there'd be that many
don't-
cars or that many
No.
trees.
But you could see a car that looks like that.
Now, I'm
which
worried
is
about
from-
having a place to park.
Is
when
that
you
from
go over
Happy
there.
Days?
No, that's a wagon, isn't it?
No, the one before that. I don't
Oh.
know. So there's the car show. What
That's a
else is
roadster.
happening?
That's going on.
Speaking of shows,
Oh, yeah.
we have a new show coming up on this channel, 98. It's called Serving Up with Joe Nathan. And he's going to be having interviews, jazz people, I think he's on your side.
It's a faith-based show with
How does that
music,
go?
and
There.
about music and literature and the arts and a
Music.
potpourri of items, I guess you'd say.
And it's faith-based, so you got
That's
to watch
okay.
it. Serving it up with Joe Nathan. See, I first thought when I heard about this show, that it was either a food show or it could have been a tennis show, right?
Serving
But
it up.
Serving. Could have been badminton
It
too.
could be about
badminton.
getting a summons.
Yes, could
You've
be.
been served.
You want to do ideas for a reality show? There you go. That taxi
served.
show, it's not going to work. You might as well serve summons and see how people run. It's really exciting.
and shoot you and
Shoot you and strangle you. So that's coming up on 6:30 on Fridays every week. If anybody wants to do shows on TV, on this channel, give us a call. You can do your own weekly show. I like our idea that those of you who play golf, that's pretty much what a golf thing costs, I guess, to walk around and do work. You could have a show. It's great for your ego. Our egos have been inflated enormously. They're just like
you can do your own
gigantic.
show. You come on here, do your own show for in the neighborhood of $40. Well, that's not
or
bad.
more. My daughter is going to work. She's working on a show that's going to be here. If anybody wants to contribute to that, it's on Indiegogo on TV. It's under Luna Vroom. Once she gets the funds to do that, that show will be on this station. If you have an idea for a show, if you just want to share your opinion, you can.
You can do a simple
Just
talk
give us
show
a call.
like this with just one person or two people.
Could be simpler than
Cost you
that.
$40.
Can't be much simpler than this.
And come on, do your show once a week. It's like your hobby. People spend that much going out to dinner, or playing golf,
I know I do.
or playing video games or something.
Yes, it's just a matter of where you want to spend your money. Spend it here, and everybody in the city will see you, as well as on the computer.
Hey,
So
You could do a show asking for money.
And if you bring a sponsor along,
it could be illegal.
then
Yes.
that's cool. Of course, you can also solicit funds on your own TV show. You can do whatever you want to, basically.
Yes. Anyway, that's why we're going to talk about that. But the important stuff is the weather. In the paper, it said that it could get cold.
You could do a show on weather.
Yes.
You could come on the show and be a weatherman.
I don't know if I have it here, but those of you remember, there was a headline in the newspaper that said, frigid weather could come this year or not.
Well, it came last year.
Which is what I guessed, too, that it's going to be here or not. So I could be a weatherman.
I think thanks to El Nino, we had it last year. We're going to have it again this year, I think.
We didn't have El Nino until like about 10 years ago. And they discovered that name, and now they blame everything for El Nino. The weather department also said we can expect crazier weather patterns, more intense, like rain, not here, but in other parts of the country and probably the world. It's just, I think
You got to blame something.
I think it's the internet doing it.
And so frigid temps, I don't know what we can talk about that, but make
Just-
sure your pipes are cleared of water and
Everybody whose pipes broke broke last year, I'm guessing. But to keep you guys full of culture, NMSU has a great George S. Kaufman play.
opens this weekend.
Yes, it's called Once in a Lifetime. I don't know if it's Kaufman and Hart. It's probably Kaufman and Hart.
Kaufman and Hart, I think.
Yeah, it's usually
I think
Kaufman
so.
and Hart.
Yeah, it's a classic.
And
They made a film out of it.
George Kaufman was known for writing some things for the Marx Brothers. They wrote the Coconuts. He wrote the Coconuts.
Yeah, it should be a good show. We're going to go see it.
Yeah, we are.
If you see us there.
As
come
we
up.
see other shows. We even saw, I saw, Wait Until Dark. Wait Until Dark is on, I think it's still, it
Got
was
extended one more weekend.
run.
Yeah.
It's on tonight, and I don't know if it
But
has
don't
a
wait.
matinee tomorrow. Don't wait until dark, because then it won't be on.
But
Go see that.
There's that. And, of course, Black Friday is coming up. Well, Thanksgiving is coming up next week.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Market tomorrow.
The what?
The ranch market's having their
Oh, Ranch Market is having an opening. So those of you who go to the stores on
Black Friday.
And you miss the crowds, Pro Ranch Market is there. That is pretty much the producer's family. That's a picture of
that's
the
everybody in
producer's
the family. Well, it's most of them anyway.
Yeah, a lot of them. Some of them weren't there because.
But if you want to experience what it's like at Pro Ranch Market, just go to Black Friday at any store that's open at 3 in the morning, or they stand in line at 3 in the morning until they open at 7 or whenever they open.
Yes, and then they rush the doors and
People
people
get
get
trampled to
trampled.
death. Yeah.
But it's not called Black Friday because it's like the plague. It's called Black Friday. Hopefully everybody knows this. It's because most businesses, their annual income is pretty much in the red until Thanksgiving, when or day
Until Black
after, when
Friday.
everybody starts buying stuff. So that's when their ledgers get into the positive, which is black.
So if you're into mob scenes, show up Black Friday and hope there's
Or
something
Pro Ranch
left.
Markets. So I did go to Pro Ranch Markets.
You did.
And it was pretty wild. I didn't have to wait in line to get out, but I decided not to check out and put all my stuff back because the crowds to check out was crazy.
Yep.
But it had that wonderful feel of Waters when you could go there, you know?
Right.
It was
So
kind of fun.
you can go there and do your Christmas shoplifting early, I guess.
Yes.
And in the meantime,
We have to
we have our turkeys. We can do the battle of the
say,
turkeys.
"Tut, tut, tut." Have a great
Have a great Thanksgiving.
And
And,
we will talk to you afterwards when you guys are so sated. Well, actually, you'll see us right after Black Friday because
We'll be
that's
here
when
Saturday
we're going to be
morning.
on. Unless Black Friday really means Armageddon. Does it mean that?
No, I don't think
It doesn't
so.
mean that.
Well, maybe not this year anyway.
No, it just means that stores finally make a profit. So
And with all that,
now we say
we'll
goodbye.
say goodbye for now until next week.
We will wiggle our turkeys.
These would make lovely earrings, wouldn't they?
Yes, they would. They would go with your clothes. The lumberjack look. A pine comb hanging from
Thanks
your
for
ear.
joining us.
Thank you. See you next
My
week.
turkey's better than your turkey.
Or maybe not see you next week. We're still here. How much longer does the show go on? I think
It's over now.